Welcome into Gardendale, Alabama, and welcome into Jeff Coed TV. Are you ready for some football? And by football, I mean soccer. Coming up, we have Pelham here at Gardendale, with Gardendale playing host, the Pelham Panthers and the Gardendale Rockets. I'm Chris Osborne. Welcome into the show alongside my trusty sidekick, Caleb Turntime. Caleb, let's preview this thing.
Yeah, this is one of the games to watch in the state, maybe all year at the 6A level. This was a 1-1 draw last year at Pelham between these two teams. Pelham currently ranked number 2 in the state in 6A in the Coaches Bowl. Gardendale ranked number 4 in the state. I think we got something good on our hands tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so let's get a chance to hear directly from the Gardendale squad.
Yes, Pelham's a very good team. They're number 2 in the state right now. We're number 4 team in the state right now. It's very exciting. The boys have done very well this season. We got 12 wins. We played some good teams. They got some good results against good teams. Pelham doesn't really have a weak link. They got good players all over the field. They're very sound, very technically good. They're tactically good. We're also very tactically and technically good. So we have good players. We match up very well against them. This is going to come down to if we can minimize mistakes, if we can capitalize our opportunities, and it should be a really good game.
I have teammates on that team from club, and club coaches coming to it, so it's just I want to play good. They're a tall team, they're intense, very physical. It's going to take a really tough team to beat them.
Before the season starts, I try to find games throughout the season that will really challenge us. Because in years past, we've had really good seasons, but then we hit the playoff times and we play against really good teams. We're not quite ready. So I try to find very good teams like Pelham so we can play them throughout the season so we can kind of get that litmus test and see where we're at and see that level we need to play to when we get to the playoffs. We can really be ready.
It's going to take everything. We have to play physical like we did last year at Mountain Brook. They have to come to us third round, but we have to get past Homewood, which are number 1, second round. So it's going to take determination, fight, all that.
I think they're really excited about that. So the Clay game, we played against them earlier this season. We did really well against them. But Pelham just offers that extra challenge there. So I think they're really excited, especially it's going to be on TV and they can showcase their skills against a really good team. And hopefully have a really good game against a really good team. 2 really good teams going against each other. So they're really excited about that.
It's fun. I mean, playing in front of everybody on the TV is just something not many kids get to do. So just play your best, you know what I mean? Played football and I don't know if y'all did the Homewood game last year. Or yeah, that game. And it was fun. Get to play. It's on the kicker. So.
Sums it up, Caleb. It's fun to play on TV, right? And you're right here on Jeff Coed TV. So let's take a look at these starting lineups, right? We've got the fans who are all ready. That we had the girls' game. Gardendale was successful, 2-0, and so now we look at the starting lineups.
Yeah, well, starting on the left side here, Pelham. Again, they play heavy in the midfield. You heard from Gardendale's coach there is that they like to play with the ball. They play tall. They play very possession-heavy based. They want the ball, and you see 5 midfielders there. I want to start there. Warren Palacios, Anzel Santos, Axel Garcia-Avalos, Orlando Garcia-Avalos, Baker Al-Sugi, and Luis Bravo will be up top for them. That's who they want to feed the ball through those 5 midfielders, but you're going to see a lot of them move forward. Baker Al-Sugi is actually their leading goal scorer this year. Coach McDonald calls him one of the better goal scorers in the entire state. And then you heard from Logan Stewart, captain of the midfield there for Gardendale. Eli Parker, Stephen Castro, Wyatt Chandler is Gardendale's leading goal scorer. Chris Bean, kind of a defender, also defensive midfielder. He will provide a lot of passing from the back. Zion Allen, Connor Maw going down. Connor Thomas in goal for them. You heard, I think one of the biggest cheers from the fans is what I heard when the starting lineups were being announced came from Connor Thomas. Everyone loves a good goalkeeper. I'm expecting a good game here, a lot of good players in both lineups. I kind of like that, as Logan Stewart mentioned, they play in club, and a lot of them know each other from club ball. Whether they play with each other, play against each other. When you have 2 good teams, that means there's going to be a lot of good individuals in there too, and that means that there's going to be a lot of players who play club ball and they face each other more than just this one time. I'm intrigued to see how that chemistry kind of reflects on the field when you're on opposite teams.
And again, this is a non-region matchup, right? So it's a bragging rights special, if you will. You see the coach there from Gardendale. He's also the cross-country coach. My son used to run under him. He just man of many talents. But, Pelham is looking to extend their 7-game winning streak, right? Some of the stats about them in our scouting is they're kind of a second-half club. They can really run up the score if you're not on point on defense. In fact, they defeated Montevallo recently 4-0, right? And Pelham's won 11 matchups by 3 or more goals so far this season. So, Gardendale is coming off a draw with Boaz a couple of weeks ago. Again, spring break, everybody coming back from spring break. Some people have played through it and right after, some people have not. So it'll be interesting to see if Gardendale can knock the rust off and if they have any and seal this deal.
Yeah, Pelham, you mentioned they won 7 straight. The reason they're number 2, they're 16-2-1 on the season. Their losses have come to number 1 Homewood, which came almost 2 months ago now, and that was last time they lost in regulation. Their other loss came to Briarwood, who's ranked number 6 in the state, in a penalty shootout. And I talked to Coach McDonald. He said they felt like they played better than Briarwood in that game. They just couldn't make their penalty shots. That's the area they're in. They're in there with number 6 Briarwood, number 3 Chelsea, and then Spain Park. Pelham beat Chelsea earlier this year. That's actually a common game between these two teams. Gardendale lost to Chelsea. Pelham comes in, might feel a little bit like a favorite in this one because of that result.
All right, and so we are underway under the lights, and the first 40 minutes have begun. Let's tune in.
And Gardendale not worried about trying to play out of the back. They feel confident in their passing back there. Of course, Pelham feels confident moving forward with the ball. Long ball through.
And so, Caleb, when we have a few moments of silence here and there, if you would, just for those that might not be as familiar with soccer as we're all, I say we, some of us are learning the game, the nuances. Let's talk about 2 40-minute halves, right?
Yeah, 2 40-minute halves. You're going to have the clock will stop only on injuries and goals. And the head ref in the middle of the field there, he will be the one to signal that. He'll put 2 arms up, cross his arms. That signals to stop the clock. That'll be pretty much it for the most part. Ball goes out of bounds, fouls. Obviously, the clock, as you see it now, continues to roll. 40 minutes, there will be no extra time or added time, and there will be no overtime because this is a non-area game, so it can end in a tie. Opportunity here for Gardendale as they pour players into the box early on, even from a long-distance free kick. It's a good ball into the box there. Elijah Parker played that in. Caught cleanly by Dylan Palmer, the goalkeeper for Pelham. It's given away in the midfield. And Pelham down the right wing now. There's a ball. Good battle going on there. Stephen Castro battling with Jose Ramirez for Pelham. Gardendale benefits from that call. Going to go out for a throw-in.
Both these teams pretty accomplished. Let's just take a quick look at what they've got going down the line. For Pelham, they've got Chelsea coming up, Briarwood Christian, Spain Park, and Helena still in front of them. So this is a great tune-up. For Gardendale, they've got Clay Chalkville, Pinson Valley, Altamont, Northridge, Moody, Auburn, and Moody again. So both these teams have quite a bit of soccer left to play in this season.
Yeah, both want to be playing long into the season as well as that ball is played forward. There's a little bit too much speed on it. Good job, Dylan Palmer. Come out and grab that ball. Yeah, I mean, you run down the schedule, you talk about the teams remaining, and there's more important games for both teams left on the schedule. But you kind of heard, again, you heard Coach Wood and you heard Logan Stewart talk about it, of what this game still means to them. There's a loss here doesn't mean anything about your season. A win doesn't mean anything about your season. It doesn't do anything for the playoffs, but it's a measuring stick right now to see where you're at against the other elite teams at the 6A level. Ref trying to get a handle on this game early on, a little bit of pushing, a little bit of grabbing. First 4 minutes, you don't wants to set the tone, say he's not going to allow any of that going forward. Well dealt with in the back. The deflection nearly benefited Pelham there.
Pelham's jerseys look very rugby-esque. I like it.
Shots on there. What a finish. Wow.
Goal!
Fortunate bounce. Unfortunate if you're a Gardendale fan. That just kind of fell into the box, but my goodness, take a look at this finish again. Not sure Connor Thomas had a chance at this one anyway.
Great
rocket
angle.
into the roof of the net. Great look at the replay there. Pelham up early. What a finish. Gonna credit that goal to Anthony Cruz Cordova, I believe, got that. Able to pounce on the loose ball in the box for Pelham. And I can't get over that finish. You're a goalie, you just have to say.
Yeah.
I don't know what you can do about that. Ball hit that hard under control into the roof of the net. You have to hope that is kicks it right at you to have a save, kind of a reaction save. Logan Stewart gets called for a foul there. Not sure he agreed with the call. He still gets back. Played out as Gardendale.
If you're just joining us, you're watching Jeff Coed TV, Soccer Edition. Gardendale boys soccer hosting the Pelham Panthers, and it is a beautiful night out here under the lights. Probably now about 83 when we first got here. Probably now about 75. Nice, cool, gentle breeze. Great night to be outside.
I'm not complaining too much. Even up here, got our window open. Not too much humidity in the air just yet, which means a little bit lack of mosquitoes too. We don't have any moths flying in here yet. Not trying to jinx anything.
I
but
was getting ready to say, don't jinx us.
Pass falls just short of Chris Bean there, trying to run down the right side. Try to play him in again here. Logan Stewart comes in looking for a long throw in. It's it deep into the box. Flicked along. No one there for Gardendale to get a shot on target, though. Back into the box, looking to cause some trouble. Ends up, could not get over that ball. Good defending at the end. Forcing a miss hit, skying it out. Goal kick coming for Pelham. Good response from Gardendale since the goal. Pushing forward a little bit more. They'd like to see, I think, a little bit more control, maybe. Pelham just so quick to bounce on these loose balls in the midfield. And if you are new to soccer, you're wondering about the helmet look for the goalkeeper, that is not necessarily rare. It's not super common, but it's not rare. most famously worn by Petr Cech, goalkeeper. Played in Europe, played for Chelsea, played for Arsenal. Funny enough, from the Czech Republic.
Interesting.
Iconic goalkeeper. He had a head injury, hit his head on a post. Wore a helmet after that. At high school level, you're probably thinking post, but you're also thinking collisions with other players. Have that cushioned helmet on, as long as it doesn't impact you as a goalie and still protects your head a little bit more.
I'm good with that.
Good defending, had that ball away. Wyatt Chandler looks to get the ball out. Sustained pressure there from Juan Bravo of Pelham, forcing a Gardendale throw deep in their own third. Stopping the clock here. It's like another talking to from the ref. He's making sure this game does not get out of control. Got the clock started back pretty quickly. Too much heat on that pass to control it. Alvin Crumpton up top right now for Pelham, trying to help that attack forward. Hadn't really been on the ball too much. He's had positioning. You can see that Pelham's trying to get him the ball. The ball remains in play. Get it to him there, but knocked loose by Kenny Kamau.
You can definitely see the aggressiveness of Pelham trying to get the ball in position to give their strikers a chance.
Yeah, I think, we don't have the analytical stats here, but the ball recovery time for Pelham is much shorter than the ball recovery time for Gardendale. Again, in the midfield, some of these loose balls, it just happens so quickly.
It's a great shot of the field there. You can see calm, crisp night.
Dylan Palmer alone on that side of the field right now as everyone is up for a corner kick for Pelham, even their defenders.
What do you think he's thinking about?
Hey, if you're a goalie, you're sitting there thinking, be ready for that ball to come back to me, because if they can launch a counterattack, it's a golden opportunity for Gardendale. First, you have to deal with the corner. Headed away well there. Steven Castro nearly breaks loose, able to draw a foul. Free kick taken quickly. Gardendale looks to break.
So after a foul, free kick occurs at the spot of the foul, right?
Correct. Wyatt Chandler pressed off the ball. Wyatt Chandler, one of Gardendale's star players on this team, recently signed to play at Trevecca Nazarene University.
I know where that is. Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee. Have a friend of a friend who coaches basketball at Trevecca.
Okay. It's a great institution. You know, and you don't think about it a lot because you think about Belmont, you think about Vanderbilt, Tennessee State, and some others. But, yeah, Trevecca's right there.
All right, there is just a sign of where Gardendale feels like they're at right now. Keep their shape, keep their position. Didn't feel like they needed to chase down a ball in a corner to pressure. Well played from Pelham. See some of Gardendale's forwards even still trying to track back a little bit. Shaped into a 4-3-3 now. Wyatt Chandler in the center of that attack, Chris Bean down the right side. That is Michael Preble on the left. Pelham continues to be just the first ones to these Loose balls in the midfield. You mentioned some of their games they've played and winning by 3 goals. Maybe the most impressive 3-goal win they had was against Mountain Brook, another team ranked in the top 10 at 6A level. They scored early in that one. They were in control of that one. And that's going to be a foul. I think it looked worse maybe than what it was. You think you're getting some yells from both sides? I think Gardendale fans might want to see a card be pulled for that. I think Pelham fans are saying, well, where was the foul? He went in and he got the ball. Hit the ground pretty hard as he went up in the air. There comes the stoppage of the clock for the injury. Asking a trainer to come out. He hit the ground hard.
Yeah, it appeared to me that the Pelham player had position and the Gardendale player came flying in, but, you know, what do I know?
A little bit like a block charge. He was in the air before the Pelham player was set, so is it technically a block instead of a charge?
That's yeah.
You follow?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think there
All right,
might
let's have another look at it.
The landing.
All right, so. Okay, maybe my eyes deceived me. He did come flying in, so yeah.
He did. He won the ball. I mean, I understand the frustration, but I also understand the call because, I mean, of how bad it looked. The fact that the contact was low while he's in the air, it just looks like his legs got taken out from underneath him, which obviously makes the collision with the ground worse, and I think that was probably what hurt more than anything else. Wasn't necessarily the collision with Pelham with Alvin Crumpton, but the collision with the ground. And again, you know, if you want me to get back on my turf grass situation, a much harder ground when it's turf.
It is.
To land on. Headed away again.
Now, on a side note, you can see why a lot of soccer players going to become great kickers. I mean, they can boot the ball. I mean, really, really boot the ball.
It's unique, especially at high school level. Try to find that one kid who can do both, kick a soccer ball and kick a football. But man, when I tell you, it is different. You have a lot of soccer players out there that probably try to kick a football, and it'll be worse than me trying to kick a football. It's just so different once you. Well, you know, if you can be an expert at controlling a soccer ball, maybe kicking that football might feel a little different. It's like that ball was not supposed to go that way.
Right.
Lige Parker on the wing again. It's a good step from Luis Bravo on defense for Pelham. Again, looking to play the ball in, and again, good defense from Pelham, shutting that down. Gardendale having a better spell of possession right now. More players coming forward for Gardendale. They feel like they have a little bit of sustained pressure, trying to create an opportunity to level this game. Ball loose in the box. Chris Bean on it for a second. Not enough space to pull the trigger on a shot. That ball's played in. It goes wide of the box, wide of everyone. Just out for a goal kick. First real chance for Gardendale inside the box.
Yeah, a chance, but not a real opportunity.
Yeah, the defense collapsed well. There wasn't a lot of space in the middle. But sometimes that's how you have to create chances, create chaos in the middle of the box. Yeah, you want your talented players to have space because you trust them with space to be able to do what they can. But another stoppage of the clock here. It's like an official asking the Pelham bench to calm down. See Coach McDonald telling his guys to calm down a little bit.
You're on the bench. What else do you have to do?
Get ready. Be paying attention. Hey, that means they're invested even on the bench.
I know. That's a good thing. Takeaway there.
Good defending and a good ball up to Wyatt Chandler. Wins a throw in on the side. Whereas if you're Gardendale, you want Wyatt Chandler to get on the ball more centrally and much closer to goal than on the left wing 50 yards from goal. Chandler with 23 goals so far this season, 10 assists.
That's amazing.
Oh, well played from Pelham, but just a heavy touch, one back from Gardendale. Good movement in the midfield. Again, just too heavy of a touch that time from Elijah Parker.
Got Bravo streaking down, passes it.
It's a good switch. Switching it back across, trying to track this one down. Don't think he had a chance of that one. That's going to go out for a goal kick. A lot of space between Gardendale's midfield and back line on that. Gardendale clearly not thinking about trying to catch anybody offside. No high line from the defense. Settled in, making sure they don't leave any runners behind them. Again, Gardendale comfortable playing it out of the back. Wyatt Chandler in a little bit of space now. Once again, Luis Bravo well defended. Trying to find Chris Bean going into the box there.
So again, just for those at home, body can be out as long as the ball stays in, correct?
Ball has to be all the way over the line. Might be another long throw in here from Logan Stewart. Hit it back in. Taken in cleanly by Dylan Palmer. It's good looking goalkeeping kit right there. I like it. I like both of them. Very colorful.
Yeah, do like the colors. All right, midway through the first period. Panthers up 1, Rockets 0. You're watching Jeff Coed TV, Soccer Edition. It almost looked like a handball because he was on the ground. It looked like he almost reached out with his hand, but I don't think that was the call.
Nah, I think it might be a foul. Again, tracking down. And that's Gardendale's captain defender, Kenny Kamau, there, coming off with a yellow card. He scored against Pelham last year in a 1-1 draw. Came up on a corner kick, I believe is what Coach McDonald told me earlier.
The guy that got the yellow card.
Kamau has to go off in a big setting, too, where they could certainly use him as a big body in the middle of the box to defend this free kick. Big opportunity for Pelham.
So when he comes off, there's no chance for substitution, right?
Yes, someone subs in for
Okay.
him, so they still have 11 out there right now.
So it's only the red card where there's
Correct.
no chance for substitution.
Playing that one deep to the back post. I think that should have been a corner kick, but again, no clean look at it as it was a crowded box for the referee. And Gardendale gets a goal kick. Gives it right back. after some pressure from Pelham. Now, this Pelham team, there's a reason they are a difficult team to score on, because it's a difficult team just to keep the ball and string together passes. They've allowed 9 total goals through 18 games. I think that's through 19 games.
Yep.
It's pretty impressive. Of course, Gardendale's right there with them. They're not. Gardendale doesn't. I mean, they'll run up the score on opponents they are superior on, but they don't give up a lot of goals either. These competitive games are going to be a little bit more low scoring. Goals are going to be harder to come by. That's why when you get an early one, you feel like you're in control, have a little less pressure on you.
Right.
It's a good step up there. Liam Giuliani. Good defending, just a step in the way. Good run there. Dribble the ball into the box as he's might be looking for a sub now after that kind of run. Michael Preble. Mikey Preble. So we've got in our notes nicknames. 15 goals, 14 assists for him on the year. He was looking to create there. Just run off the ball at the last second as he tried to enter the box.
Yeah, definitely having a good year.
And for Gardendale to break through this Pelham defense, it might be a special individual moment that they have to look for from one of these guys at the top. Well defended there from Connor Ma.
See the fans in the stadium, in the stands that came out tonight. Nice footwork there by Warren. I'm going to give this name a try. Palacios.
Oh, that's good goalkeeping there, Connor Thomas. Pelham took that free kick quick, caught the defense off guard, but Connor Thomas comes out, punches that away, not allowing an easy chance for Pelham there. Gardendale's defense caught sleeping a little bit. Back into the box. Gardendale looking to clear it. Pelham sustaining pressure. Tried for a shot. Might have needed that pass instead. Gardendale looks to break. Good team defending from Pelham to collapse on that. Axel Garcia-Savalos tried to take a shot from distance, put it into the wrong goal. See that goal at the top of your screen? It went into that one.
That'd be great during practice from the opposite side.
Well, at least helps out the friends chasing down the ball as they didn't go outside the gate or up the road or anything. That net stopped it instead.
The helmet's giving me water polo vibes.
A little bit, kind of that same kind of helmet. And here a little bit of that fire is more communication, a little bit of back and forth. Again, not an area game. A lot of kids out there know each other, and they do know how good the other team is. This game, like I said, a measuring stick. They want to play well in this game. There's going to be a little bit more passion, a little bit more fire that comes with every challenge. Ball played in, won the header, but still cleanly taken up by Dylan Palmer.
Heard one of the coaches say, "Do your job."
Seth Nelson not taking any chances there, just playing that back to Thomas to clear out. Going to get a foul call there. Pelham trying to bring more into the box here. Opportunity on a long free kick. Put into the 6-yard box. Claimed by Connor Thomas. Good communication in the back. Clean catch without a challenge. Oh, some impressive dribbling there from Christopher Bean. Oh, well played across. Good defending. Seth Nelson. Last-ditch effort. Good tackle. Gardendale still having a hard time getting out of their own half right now as Pelham's pressure builds. That's one way to do it. Yeah, Pelham with a big opportunity there through Baker Al-Sugi. He dribbled into the box a second ago, played it across the middle. Again, just good defending from Seth Nelson. Get in there at the last second. Prevent any kind of shot on target.
Yeah, and you know, that's kind of, I guess you would say, the defense mechanism. I mean, the Rockets are playing good defense, right? They're not getting a lot of opportunities to shoot or attack, but they are certainly playing good defense.
Yeah, they've been sound in the back for the most part, not allowing clear-cut chances. Again, winning a lot of the balls that they need to win. I think they would like their defense to connect a little bit more with the midfield to get out of their own third, to eventually set up your offense, make things a little easier. I mean, right now you're having your attackers like Chris Bean, like Wyatt Chandler, like Michael Preble. They're picking up the ball 50 yards from goal. The idea would have your midfield, your defense to connect a little bit more, play out of the back to be able to come forward, give your attackers the ball within 30 yards of goal instead of 50 yards away.
Right, and what we haven't seen is a lot of offsides because they're not getting those opportunities, right? And so it's not even close.
And just when they had an opportunity and Pelham's defense is back, Gardendale has numbers in the other half. They get called for an improper throw-in. It goes right back to Pelham as the pressure builds again. Nice flick. Didn't come off, though, as Logan Stewart was there to stop it. Now Pelham's the one. Looks like they might want to play out of the back, open up some space for themselves. Giveaway, though. Crispin on it now. Tries to flick it over the top. Good ball. Good defending. Stewart drops it back to his back line, looking to get on it again, hoping to be able to pick out a pass.
Somewhat of a reset, Caleb?
A little bit. Like a reset after not getting a shot without a shot clock. Try to rebuild, get your shape back. Good dribbling, but good interception, good step. Jair Camargo stepped in right there, 18 in your picture. Under 10 minutes to go in the opening half. Pelham still holds on to that 1-0 lead from goal that came in just the 5th minute. Anthony Cruz Cordova. A great finish from close range. Pelham looking to double that lead across to the back post. Header across the face of goal, but nobody was there. Right idea from Alsugi.
And Mason Harris, the senior for Gardendale, just checked in, number 64 on your screen.
Gardendale looks to pour numbers forward again on a long free kick here. Hoping to play the right ball in, maybe catch a deflection. Something that'll give them the opportunity to get a shot on goal for the first time. Played into a dangerous spot. Again, the touch wasn't there. Runs out for a Pelham throw. Another good wide shot from our crew. Played back, allows Pelham to reset themselves. Try to go a little bit more direct this time. Controlled well by Orlando Garcia Avalos. Switches it back to Alsugi, who's now in control of Pelham with an opportunity. Ref was playing advantage there.
And if you're listening, to the pace of the game, you can hear just how hard these student athletes are playing. I mean, this is not an easy game to play. Lots of effort being expended.
Yeah, down in that corner, a little bit of a one-on-one. As he counts off the steps, lets the wall know exactly where they can go. This ball is right on the edge of the box. I think the foul might have been a yard or two away from the box, but that's okay. Not too much of a difference from this angle.
What's the play here for number 9?
I think you have to play this in. They look like they're loading up on the back post. Might play it low to the near post and have a runner. That's what they do.
Good goalie.
Oh!
Wow.
It's a terrific save. The second shot follow-up had Connor Thomas worried as he dove back to his left. This will give us a little bit better of an angle.
Save there.
Alsugi, shot knocked away. The second shot bounces out. Pelham called for a handball. I don't think you're getting that call. I didn't see anything. Certainly the ref didn't. At that speed, it'd be pretty harsh to call it. Another corner, though, for Pelham. Opportunity to play this one in. Just a few minutes left in the first half. And that's what we can talk about when we talk about good defending for Gardendale. The foul is not something you want. You don't want to give up the free kick in that situation. You don't want to give up the corner kick. But when they were called upon, they got in the way of that. Save was made on the first shot from the free kick. The follow-up shot was blocked by a defender, and then defenders handled the ensuing corner after that. I think, again, we can talk about how difficult it is to break down this Pelham defense. Gardendale has talent at the top of their attack. But if you go down multiple goals, it just makes the task that much harder to come back.
Right. I mean, Pelham's certainly showing a little bit more aggression on this side of the field right now.
Yeah, and it's been that way for a majority of the half. We've seen Gardendale have a spell or two, but they've been shorter than when Pelham has had their spells of possession, their spells of pressure. Just right away, Gardendale tries to take a quick throw in. Tries to move down that left wing, and just the defense forces out, and Pelham will have another throw in to be able to keep their own pressure on. Sugi back on the ball. Dribbling in, that close control. Fired high. You can see why he has scored so many goals this season. Coach Patrick McDonald calls him one of the best goal scorers in the state. Close control dribbling, and the shot that he has from just about anywhere. We saw it nearly on that free kick that forced a good save from Connor Thomas. That one he couldn't hit the target on, but clearly the danger man for Pelham right now.
Oh, absolutely. And Connor Thomas getting his work. He's getting a workout tonight.
Yeah, hitting the ground, diving all over the place. Poor goal kick, though. Pelham back on it. Good defending by Jack Stacy, the freshman, put under pressure there in his own box. Played out for a throw-in instead of a corner kick.
Yeah, taking a little bit of the pressure off his goalie there.
And at this point, with how these last few minutes have gone, if you're Gardendale, it's about getting into the breakdown, just the goal. Just get into the breakdown to goal. Survive these final couple of minutes. Survive this pressure and reset. Find a way to get that goal in the second half. Good claim by Thomas again. I don't know if that was Thomas or one of his teammates, but someone said to stop running away from the goalie. They wanted a little bit easier of a throw for Thomas. Good turn. Stephen Moody playing it back in the middle.
Opportunity
and here goes
here.
Mason Harris. Oh, that is a terrific save. Dylan Palmer. The ball just run away from Mason Harris there, just enough for Palmer to step in and get that. Terrific work from Stephen Moody. Played it back across, and a good run from Harris. Just rolled a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Pelham gets called for an offside here. Certainly the best opportunity of the game for Gardendale. 38 minutes into it. Mason Harris with the first real chance.
Under 2 minutes left in the half. Panthers up 1-0. Rockets looking to try to make something happen in the last minute and a half or less.
I said they were just trying to get to half down a goal. I didn't expect that kind of opportunity to happen so quickly for Gardendale. But again, that's part of this game, is that they want, when those chances come, you have to take advantage of it. And more often than not, you're probably confident that your front line for Gardendale will put away chances if they get that again. But once again, good goalkeeping from Dylan Palmer.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe Gardendale was trying to capitalize on thinking that, Pelham defense might just say, they're going to just, play the half out and then catch them off guard.
That's the first time we've really seen Gardendale on the break string together 3 passes. Started with the move on the right side from Stephen Moody, who played it back into the middle to release Mason Harris down the left, and there was not help defense. They moved the defense well.
Pelham eating a little clock here. 17 seconds left.
See if someone releases a shot from distance before the clock is up. It's not going to matter, as that's going to be called for a foul, but they're not going to have time to take this free kick. Going to end up not mattering. There's halftime.
So there you have it at the end of the first half here in Gardendale. The Rockets down 1, Panthers up 1, I should say. Rockets 0. And we've got lots of sports here at Jeff Coed, right? Not just soccer. So we got something coming up that you don't want to miss. Softball. Would you call it the Battle of the Groves?
Battle of the Grove. We've done Battle of the Groves football before. I think we've done baseball before, and we'll do softball on Tuesday. I'll be there. First pitch at 4:30. Early start time right after school. Hopefully we can get as good a weather as we did for this one tonight.
That's it. So that's the first half of this soccer match, again, between Gardendale hosting the Pelham Panthers. We're going to take a break right here on Jeff Coed. We'll see you in a few minutes.
This is Gardendale High School, where it's always a great day to be a Rocket. The Gardendale Rockets are Jeff Coed strong.
I love the kids. I mean, every day they are just so excited to learn.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
And they really teach me a lot. I mean, honestly, they are just so beautiful.
Oh, that's a beautiful one.
Miss McNamara, she is an awesome teacher in the classroom. I think it basically starts with, with any great teacher, I think it starts with a love of kids. You know that right off the bat when you're talking with her and you go into her classroom and you see her interact with kids, that she loves kids, she's here for the kids.
And the biggest reward of teaching is to see a child come in who struggles with, conversation skills or struggles with being able to adapt to the classroom, and then seeing them just flourish.
And I don't think you can put a value on, having a person on your faculty of her quality.
I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna switch it up. You ready?
Very honored to be able to represent our school in this way, and just humbled that I get to be able to do this.
What's he seeing at class? Do you see?
First gonna do your letter. Do one straight line, follow Miss Adkins. I was a nurse for 15 years, almost 15 years. My doctor retired, and when it did, I just took that opportunity to kind of explore some of the other things I was interested in and that would benefit my family and still lead me on the same ministry path I'd been in the past. Boing!
She always has a smile. She always lifts people up.
Up, you'd look up. What's up, Owen?
If they're having a bad day, she'll leave them special notes and a Bible verse here or there that might, help encourage them. So she's a great encourager. You hardly ever see her sad. She's always happy.
Spell the word gum. Just making sure that they are comfortable and they're willing to let me into their world before I start just demanding some type of academic success from them.
As our ex-ed teacher, then also she's ex-ed lead teacher. She has her hands in a lot of different areas. She's the expert in our building of the ex-ed. And so I get to go to her and ask her, if I have a question about something, she always knows the answers. If she doesn't, she'll always reach out.
Go. I would not be able to do some of the things that I'm able to do with my students today if it wasn't for their complete collaboration around me, from administration to every single facet of all the elements from kindergarten to 5th grade, not to mention our lunchroom staff, our custodial staff. We're all involved.
Welcome back to Gardendale, Alabama on a nice, cool spring night where the Gardendale Rockets are hosting the Pelham Panthers. Soccer, Jeff Coed's TV style. I'm Chris Osborne, joined by Caleb Turntine. Caleb, we have one correction from something that we saw earlier. Just want to make sure that we got it right.
Yeah. We had trouble seeing that number on the early goal from Pelham, the lone goal in this game. I said Anthony Cruz Cordova, I believe, a couple of times. That goal, watched it back, actually belonged to Orlando Garcia Avalos. And I want to credit that properly because what a goal it was. It was a terrific finish, just less than 5 minutes into this game when Pelham took the lead. Again, Connor Thomas, Gardendale's goalkeeper, had a terrific first half, but not sure many goalkeepers in the state would have stopped that early goal. And that's where we're at right now, 1-0 for Pelham. Gardendale did have a huge opportunity late in that first half. Mason Harris played into the box, a little bit of one-on-one opportunity, but Pelham's goalie, Dylan Palmer, got to the ball a little bit quicker, didn't allow a shot on goal. Gardendale will have to try to create a little bit more offense, a little bit more chances to equalize this game in the second half.
What do you think Gardendale's head coach Miller Wood said to his team to get them fired up? I mean, obviously 1-0 is not insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination, but, like you said, Gardendale's got to have some opportunities.
Yeah, and I think probably the message is you saw what happened when, Pelham had big chance after big chance after big chance, 4 or 5 minutes to go in the first half, and yet when Gardendale defended well, then they broke well. They strung together a couple of passes to go forward. That's when their best chance came. Pelham's going to still have pressure. They're good enough to do that. Gardendale has to start stringing together some passes through the midfield to get to their front line attack to create more opportunities.
And just before the action starts, what do you think the Pelham head coach Patrick McDonald said to his team?
Not a lot, I think. I think Pelham's playing exactly the way they want to play. They're creating opportunities. They feel good about where they're at. With a 1-goal lead, I mentioned that Mountain Brook game already from earlier this season. They were up 1-0 early in that one, went to halftime at 1-0, scored 2 quick ones in the second half, and ended up winning 3-0. That's exactly what they're thinking right now. They feel like they're still in control. That chance at the end for Gardendale probably woke their defense up a little bit. If they can get the next goal, that's what it's always about in soccer. Get the next one. Whoever got the last one doesn't matter. It's about getting the next one.
All right, folks, buckle up. We are in the midst of the second half. Panthers right now in control. And just as a reminder, this is a non-section game, and so it's bragging rights special. A lot of these players play on club teams together or against each other, so a lot of familiarities on this field.
Gardendale trying to release Michael Pribble forward. Might have been mispronouncing his name as well in that first half, so I apologize. Once again, it's Logan Stewart who comes over for a throw-in. I think they really like using his long throws. You see more and more players get into the box, see if he can fire one in there. Good pressure for Gardendale, but again, good defending. Wyatt Chandler wins the ball back, tries to play it in. That ball's still in. Tracked down well by Chris Bean. It's the only one who was still playing.
Again,
everyone else thought it might have been going out.
Yeah, another one of those missed opportunities.
Yeah, if anyone else had been ready for a ball across the middle. Good hustle. But again, good defending from Pelham to be ready for it. They might not have been chasing it down, but they still had their eyes on the ball.
And if you weren't with us earlier, the girls played. Rockets came out on top 2-0 over the Panthers. That was a really good match earlier in the evening as the sun went down, and now we are under the lights.
Yeah, it was a pair of goals from Tyndall Holson back in that one to give Gardendale the win.
And she is some kind of scorer.
Yeah, it's just being able to pounce on a couple of half opportunities, half chances that might not have been there for anybody else, but she got 2 chances in that game and she scored both of them. Pelham keeping the ball well right now. Good takeaway as Wyatt Chandler tries to move forward, draws a foul. Not much in that. Gets a little bit of a shirt pull, go down. You'll get that call majority of the time.
It seems that Pelham does a good job of dribbling the ball to set up for a pass and moving the ball around to create opportunities, right?
Yeah, that's definitely where they thrive is midfield. Again, so many midfielders out there typically. But they can also be lethal on a counterattack. They don't play a lot of long balls. That's one right there. Playing in Jose Ramirez. Crosses it. Nobody there on the back post, though. Ball runs out of play for a goal kick. Baker Alsugi, who we saw a lot of late in that first half. He didn't get the start tonight. Looked like he's calling for a sub. Felt something called for the sub, went down to a knee, past the in line, called for that sub.
Yeah, he's definitely an asset for Pelham. We hope that he's okay.
Alvin Crumpton moves back into that striker spot. Zelsugi comes off, looking to talk to a trainer. Luis Bravo, just strength he showed on the ball. He's done it a couple of times now. Strength and control and a little bit of speed as well to keep the ball right there. Good placement. Once again, it's Logan Stewart who rises to meet it first for Gardendale. Leighton Dial tried to release Wyatt Chandler on that one. Once again, well defended from Pelham's back line. That time Dial wins it, plays Chandler on the right side. He seemed to get control of the ball, but does draw a foul. Gardendale with an opportunity. Maybe play another long free kick into the box. Kenny Kamau coming up, number 2, you see. A tall target for Gardendale. Goes a little bit wide, though. Pelham with an opportunity to break. Nearly good control. Good step from Logan Stewart to knock that one away. Gardendale plays it safe. Get the ball out.
Okay, we've got to take a second just to say thank you to our camera crew doing a marvelous job of following the action here tonight. You know, soccer is something that's a little new to Jeff Coed TV, and so our crew and our producers do a great job setting us up for success and for it to be great for you to see and view at home and view again.
They stay down there close to those goals. You might see them every now and again, but in the line of fire sometimes with some of these shots. You never know. That one also goes out for a goal kick.
I can tell you, not a huge crowd, but certainly a loyal crowd. This crowd has been here since the girls played late afternoon, early evening, and they're still here. Just a wonderful night to be out watching sports.
Conversation going on the touchline between the two coaches. Nothing serious, it seemed like, but certainly a conversation, which is rare to see in the middle of a game. Gardendale, once again, trying to play out of the back. You hear the communication.
And just for clarification, touchline is the equivalent of the sideline, correct?
Right, the bench. It's where the benches are, as you know, they don't each have their own sideline. Hearing it from the fans, hearing it from the benches, hearing it from the coaches. A lot of communication as this one goes along, whether it's agreeing or disagreeing with calls, looking for opportunities, but a little more passion going into every play and every touch right now. Pelham has numbers. Expect the switches on here. Ball too centralized, though. No chance to counter. A little too much. A little heavy on the touch. Again, comes from pressure in the midfield from Pelham. Luis Bravo again, providing that pressure.
Referee making sure that everything is above board.
He said, I didn't hear anything myself, but if you said something, clean it up. As two players, as they run out of bounds, there was nothing physical, no foul, nothing dangerous there, nothing cynical. But hey, sometimes you're out of earshot. When you see a reaction from somebody, you're like, okay, something was said, I just don't know what it was.
A little gamesmanship there.
Again, that comes from players know each other. There is a little bit of trash talk involved. And, you can be best friends with somebody. Typically, if your best friend, if you're competitive with them and you're on the other side, you might trash talk a little more than you would with a stranger. So
oh, absolutely.
Stephen Moody, Mason Harris entering the game for Gardendale. Those are the two that nearly combined to create an equalizer late in the first half for Gardendale. Coach Wood asking for more players to get forward as Logan Stewart gets ready for a long throw-in. Flicks it on, good header. Dealt with by Pelham's defense.
You know, as a person who's just enjoying watching the game, it seems like it almost takes the wind out of your sail when you get that close to an opportunity and somebody just kicks it away.
That's they're doing their job, right?
Absolutely.
It looked like a good run. AR is going to bring that back for a throw as it ran out over the touchline before Pelham could get going. Now Gardendale tries to start back quickly. Played into the middle, Stephen Castro on it. Looking for a pass. Stephen Moody over there on the side. Wins it back. Good effort. It's going to be called back for a foul here. Good action from Stephen Moody there again, making an impact off the bench. Big opportunity for Gardendale here on this free kick. They will have them retake that. Stopping the clock. See, again, this isn't for any kind of foul. It's not for what they said. He charged a free kick. He went beyond where the ref allowed him to be to the free kick. You're only allowed within 10 yards there. And if you saw when that free kick was taken, he charged, tried to jump, block it.
Right.
Some refs won't let you get away with it by the free kick was always going to be retaken, but some refs might not dish out a yellow card for that one. That ball's played in well. Ends up going over everybody. Out for a goal kick.
Maybe misjudged that ball a little bit with the header.
Yeah, I think more of Gardendale's players were more centralized in the box. If they needed a couple more guys attacking on that back post. It's part of those set pieces. It's not just about playing the ball into a dangerous area, but playing it to the dangerous area that you plan to play it into, because you have to be able to tell your players making the runs into the box where to go. So you're hearing more from Pelham about dropping as this game goes along. They're not going to pull off any attacks by any means, but might see them settle in more to defending and possession the further this game goes along, as long as it stays 1-0. Boy, another. Ooh.
What's
Orlando
the call,
Garcia Avalos, the goal scorer for Pelham.
Foul or no? In your
I
opinion?
I thought it was clean. I thought it was a clean slide tackle. I think from the ref's angle, it might have looked like he came in from behind. I thought it was very good defending. I think you heard the screaming was because the ref initially signaled the wrong direction for the foul call. We had a better look at it. Could have probably gone either way. That's a good ball into the box. Away by Pelham. Elijah Parker tries to play another one in. Dealt with again by Pelham. Back line just not letting anything through for the Panthers.
It's a fortress back there. Just
pressure.
Swarming
just suffocating.
defense, yeah.
And that was just unfortunate. That ball came up. It got him in the face. Almost looked like it got him in the throat. Mouth area. He went down. Ref is calling over assistance. Clock will be stopped for this. As players call trainers over. Catch a soccer ball from close range like that in the mouth. I have a feeling there might be some blood, but I don't see any, which is a good sign. Doesn't mean it didn't hurt. Probably hit his jaw a little weird. That's what he's feeling, a neck, jaw area. That does not feel good. Got hit by a soccer ball on my elbow yesterday, and it left a mark, and I'm like, oh, no. And this guy just takes one to the jaw. He's just walking off.
Your elbow.
I'm tough. It's
yeah.
fine.
I see.
Hey, I stayed up. No one knew I got hit. I still held onto my camera. Everything was fine.
Everybody at home, you can't see that he showed me his boo-boo.
Yeah.
Bless his heart.
It's fine. I'm doing better. Scabbed over, you know.
Put some dirt on it.
You can on a turf field. And we're back to this again, all right?
Here we go. What did turf ever do to you, Caleb?
I got too many carpet burns as a kid. Elena Garcia-Avalos tried to play that one in, dealt with well by Gardendale. Wyatt Chandler has not been too involved in this second half. Gardendale would certainly like him to get on the ball a little more. Maybe not to any fault of his own, but try to get him the ball a little bit more. Gardendale under some pressure, just Zion Allen playing that ball out. Pelham with another throw in deep into the final third. Dangerous flick on header there. Again, dealt with well by Gardendale. Ball back into the box, goes wide, and back into the other goal again for Pelham. That's the second time they've scored into the netting that does not count. Chris Ramirez. Both teams bringing in some fresh legs. Good to see Logan Stewart come back in after going down. Maybe more scary than anything else. You take a soccer ball to the face from close range.
Yeah.
Catch your breath a little bit.
Yep. Jack Stacy came in, the freshman from Gardendale. We haven't seen him this evening that I know of.
Gardendale continues trying to play the ball out of the back and just a little bit too much pressure. The organization of Pelham's pressure high up the field. It's been a big reason why Gardendale hasn't been able to get comfortable with possession. Give and go right there on the wing. Couldn't come off. space for Kenny Kamau. Want to get Jack Stacy up the wing a little bit more. Didn't happen. Good ball from Kamau over the top. So now Logan Stewart has an opportunity to play in Mason Harris again, but good defending. Juan Bravo, senior defender for Pelham, wins the ball and draws a foul. Had to get back in a hurry there as Mason Harris nearly had his second opportunity of the night.
Conversation on the sideline there.
See the AR talking with Pelham's bench a little bit. Good defending again. Good control, but given away. Ball still in. Ended up going out for a throw for Gardendale. Thought for a second that there was control on that side from Jose Ramirez for Pelham.
So again, right now, just over 20 minutes left. Not a real sense of urgency, right? But definitely something to pay attention to, right? How do you get your strikers in position to actually take some shots, right? How do you get past midfield?
Well, I think that's been the struggle for Gardendale all night. It's finding the connection between the defense, who's played well for the most part, and your front line. Because when, again, we're talking about your leading goal scorers, your leading assist people right now, receiving the ball 50 yards from goal, you want that midfield to be able to connect, but the midfield's having to work so hard on defense that they haven't been in possession of the ball very often anyway, which that's why you see a change in throw-in right there as Chris Bean moves back up forward to his position and let a defender throw that in. Change your shape a little bit. Try to sustain some pressure. Seeing a little bit more substitutions from Pelham as well. Gardendale's assistant coach kind of takes a ball off the shoulder there. had to turn quickly, stand that close to the sideline. That's where the coaches will stand every time. Oh, nearly falls for a chance. Actually, might have been on target there for Wyatt Chandler. Tried to pick out a corner. Not enough power behind it as Dylan Palmer calmly goes to his left to scoop that one up. I think we're just over an hour into the game now. I think that might have been Wyatt Chandler's first shot on target in this one. Pelham, the way that their shape moves, I think has been the impressive part of what the Panthers do. No matter where the ball is, the team moves as a unit. They keep their shape, which again, is why even the counterattacks look so difficult. Is they defend as a unit. You'll just see them get back so quickly.
Yeah, it's
and
like
they press together so well too. Everything's organized. You see it the same side for Gardendale too. A good header. But a good call there from Connor Thomas. Never really worried about it. Not enough power on the header. Looped a little bit too much. Still a good save, good claim from Thomas. Whoa, that's a terrific save. That That is the save of the night.
Let's have another look at this. That ball was coming in
Good job
hot.
from Bravo. Playing him, that's going up into the roof of the net, getting two hands on it, and pushing it, getting enough strength behind your hands to push that ball high. That's a terrific save from Connor Thomas. Keeping this at a one-goal game, keeping his squad in it. What a save. Orlando Garcia Avalos to play this one in for Pelham. Plays it back in after a rebound. Headed back across goal.
Try for the bicycle kick. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm not sure it was ever on. Sometimes it's just more of a reaction.
Yeah.
And then you got to pull up to make sure you don't kick anybody in the head when you're not going to get the ball anyway.
Yeah.
Another big chance for Pelham. But again, Gardendale's defense holds strong enough. And it remains 1-0. Mostly thanks to that save from Connor Thomas.
Incredible athleticism by him.
Like I said, with that first goal, you put that kind of power, the location of that shot was nearly identical to that first goal. But sometimes it's just about a reaction save, and I think that's what it was a little bit there for Thomas, being able to get two hands on the ball, push it above the crossbar. That's just textbook goalkeeping. Oh, that's a dangerous ball played into a dangerous territory on the back post.
Goal!
And that's going to go down as an own goal. You see, this is just a terrific ball into the back post. Dangerous area. Nobody can get a hold of it. And then it just kind of bounces off Jack Stacy into the back of the net.
So unfortunate.
It is. It defended so well. Again, really defended that cross well. You had your man marked, and you were on the back post where you're supposed to be. And just the ball bounces off Stacy. And Thomas couldn't react in time to keep that away from the near post. Tough way to see that deficit doubled if you're Gardendale.
Right. And now under 15 minutes, there is absolute pressure for Gardendale to try to find the net.
Yeah, and now we'll see really how much they want to open it up to send that pressure forward. Knowing that, again, area doesn't matter. The goal difference doesn't necessarily matter. You don't want to get blown out or anything by any means. You still want to defend, but maybe you start pouring forward and saying, you know, let's go try to chase this game. Let's get one back.
And again, non-area game, great tune-up for both of these talented teams that are going to, have some tough plowing ahead.
Yeah, this is a game that both teams clearly want, and they also feel, it's part to prove yourself. I mean, rankings. Listen, coaches will tell you rankings don't matter because they don't to winning a championship. But rankings are obviously there for a reason. It's to recognize, your program and the success you've had to this point and how good you are. So it's a good thing to be recognized by that. And so winning a top 5 game, a top 4 game in the state, it might not count for a championship aspirations. It might not count for area, but it still means something to the program. So
it absolutely does. And as we mentioned, a lot of these players know each other, right? So, you come in and you beat one of your buddies that you play club ball with or from across town or just being in the sport in general. Quick injury timeout there. That's Louis Bravo coming out.
I saw him signal for a sub. Might just be a little worn out.
Yeah.
I've called his name quite a bit in this one. being very active for the Panthers. Thomas under pressure there, had to get that ball out quickly.
And it seems like just as quick as they clear it, Pelham is on the attack again.
Again, it just kind of felt. It's a good tackle there. That's Axel.
Look at this passing.
There's no call there. Good defending. Seth Nelson in the back. Goal kick was the call, actually. Clock stops. Again for an injury timeout. Looks like another substitution for Pelham.
Well, while we have a break in the action, don't forget on Tuesday, Jeff Coed, we're going to have softball. Battle of the Groves, the Oak Grove Lady Tigers and the Lady Spartans from Pleasant Grove, April 7th. First pitch at 4:30. Join us right here on Jeff Coed TV.
I'll be there.
I know you will, Caleb. You're just that kind of guy.
It'll be my my last game before I take a little spring break of my own.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Where are you going?
Taking a trip up to New York.
Oh.
Go see my brother.
Yeah, you did tell me that. New York's nice in the springtime.
Oh, yeah. Good movement there. Wyatt Chandler couldn't get the right touch to move forward. Still controlled the ball on the sideline. Just once again, good defending from Pelham, even under pressure. And winning a throw. Jair Camargo again on that back line for Pelham. Pelham has played a majority of the second half without Baker Alsugi. After he went out early, he was, again, their danger man on the ball in the first half.
Right.
We haven't seen that kind of individual skill from anyone in the second half, but Pelham has certainly been creating well as a team, and that front line working together well, even without Alsugi available. Pelham with a chance here to put it away.
Wide and high.
Maybe not what you wanted from Peyton Pilcher, his first chance of the game. Getting some action here with a 2-goal lead, just under 10 minutes to go. Ken Mendoza now up top for the Panthers as well. Gardendale's sense of urgency maybe lacking a little bit right now. Never know if it's lack of belief, a little bit of laboring, a little bit frustration, I'm sure, not being able to create too much to this point.
Yeah, I mean, this match has been a grind, right? It has been an absolute grind, back and forth, back and forth.
You still have over 8 minutes to go, though, and again, goals, they can come in quick succession.
Yes,
so
they can.
Dylan Palmer picks up the ball in the far corner of his box. letting a little bit of time run off before getting the ball back down the field. Juan Palacio still there in the midfield. He started. Ball out wide from Mendoza. Shot deflected. It's a good angle there. You can see that it was going for that far corner. Deflection made it a little bit easier save for Connor Thomas.
Have another look at that. Right foot kick, like you said, deflected, came up a little short. Not as much steam on it. I'm sure Connor Thomas appreciates that help.
Slow that ball down before it hits my hands.
Senior coming in, Tanner Couch. For Gardendale, good look at the moon there. Wonder where our astronauts are in relationship to the moon right now. Did you see the launch?
I saw it. Yeah, they saw that they started heading towards the moon a couple hours ago. Their engines, instead of orbiting Earth, they changed it. Changed their direction towards the moon, finally. 10-day total trip.
Yeah.
And the pressure continues for Pelham. Fresh legs, they still play the same way. Team pressure around the ball. That one's going to be a foul.
Well, you know, you can attribute that to great coaching by Patrick McDonald, right? I mean, you know, everybody's conditioned the same way. Everybody's putting in the same amount of hustle, and you see the results.
Yeah, that comes. You can see that from both programs for how sustained success for both programs. How when you have opportunities to play players, and when both teams who have so many of these big wins, you know that they're getting pretty much their whole roster into those games to give them opportunities. And when you're good, then you can sustain that success because you have so many freshmen and sophomore who played as freshmen and sophomore. Once they get better, they're just used to playing together and playing as a unit.
Right. And you know, and let's be clear, you know, even though it's 2-0, it's not saying that Gardendale doesn't have a good program. They have a great squad. It's just Pelham is really, really pouring it on, and they're, you know. So this is a battle of two good teams, just like when we saw the girls' game prior to this one. Two good teams. Gardendale pulled that off 2-0.
And I think it's not like, oh, it's okay, you lost because they're a very good team. That's not what either of these teams would think, because these are two teams with state championship aspirations. You know, that's why they play the game too. It's because they wanted to play against another great 6A program and see where they stand at this point in the season, knowing that you also still have, you know, another month before you're like, maybe we have to face them again, or maybe we have a month to get to that level, you know, and that's why you play games like this.
Absolutely correct.
Chance here for Gardendale to break. They need an opportunity. That'll be a foul. Pelham fans and Pelham bench certainly not very happy about that call. I thought it was a pretty obvious foul right away. He reached for his pocket. I think that might have been what people were worried about. Thought he might get shown a yellow card.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have been fine with the yellow card too. I did think it was a foul. But it didn't look like anything was shown. Oh, it might have been, as a substitution's being made now. Referee pulls out his book.
Yellow card it is.
he was waiting to see if a substitution was made because never saw a yellow card raised, but he did send a player off the field and did go to his book. Play down. I think it would have been a handball there. And Chris Bean diving in, trying to get to the loose ball. Pelham to get out of their own third here.
Under 5 minutes. Panthers in control, 2-0 over the Rockets.
Good defending, and that's what you're going to see a little bit more of. Pelham playing it back. Gardendale trying for some long balls to hope. That's how you have to create at this point in the game. Things might not come off so cleanly. Got to hope for maybe a unfortunate bounce, a deflection, and get the ball forward. Hope to spark an opportunity. But again, Pelham just continues to pressure, not making any passes simple.
You know, I think it holds true not only in soccer, and another great save.
Another save and pushed it straight up. Cleanly catch that one. It's a good setup and a good turn to get it on his right foot to fire. I think that was once again going into the top of the net. Might have been just under the crossbar. Good save from Thomas again. Stewart trying to direct traffic in front of him. Just a couple of minutes. You heard it now.
Yeah.
Down there is that Gardendale needs to go. As that's good pressure sustained from Gardendale. Try to string some passes together. Once again, Pelham's back line. Axel Garcia-Avalos that time stepping in. Just a freshman for Pelham. Just no space for Pelham, or for Gardendale when they try to attack the back line. That's a good ball through Peyton Pilcher. You heard it, 1v1, take him right now. Good ball over the top, and once again, good header, Logan Stewart. Cleared away. Logan Stewart has had a terrific game tonight. No, they want him to be maybe a little bit more advanced in his positioning, but he's been called to do a lot of defending out of the midfield in this one. That's why he's a captain. And he's still playing hard with another tackle there.
Under a minute left here in Gardendale. Another save.
There's another save there from Thomas to add to his tally.
What do you think he has tonight? I hadn't been keeping him. Maybe 6 saves?
He didn't have that many in the first half. Pelham didn't have a lot of shots on target. But yeah, I think he's had 5 in the second half alone. Runs out. I think that's going to do it here. And these two teams have bright futures. There's the final whistle. And state championship aspirations. A lot of good players out on the field tonight, but good performance from Pelham. I think they showed themselves as a superior team. I think Gardendale has a good measuring stick of saying, hey, now we know what we need to improve on. We know where we need to go before getting to the playoffs.
That moves Pelham to 17-2-1, and for Gardendale they fall to 12-3-2. So respectfully, two good teams, like you said, that have a bright future.
Yeah, and you saw there the before they walked through the line, Jack Stacy kind of lowering his head a little bit. He had that own goal in the second half, but I will say he had a terrific moment in that first half that prevented that game from getting to 2-0 much sooner. And again, I'm not sure there was anything he could have done about that own goal as well. So, and he's just a freshman, and he's getting playing time on a very good soccer team. I don't think there's anything for Stacy to hang his head about after that one.
So you've been watching Jeff Coed TV, the soccer version, Gardendale Rockets and the Pelham Panthers. Coming up, we will hear from Gardendale head coach Miller Wood, but until then, we'll take a quick break. Or actually, live from Gardendale, Alabama, where we have been entertained by two great matches. First, the girls, the Gardendale Rockets taking on the Pelham Panthers, where Gardendale was successful, 2-0. And then the boys, just the opposite, right? Gardendale Rockets fall 2-0 to the boys Panthers. And so what do you think, Caleb? I mean, just –
well, it's kind of both games are very similar. An early goal kind of set the tone. Pelham took the lead in the boys' game early on in the 5th minute. In the girls' game, it was Gardendale who took the lead, I think, in the 4th minute. And then it stayed 1-0 for a very long time. Both the opponents, losing teams, had their chances to equalize, had good, clear-cut chances to equalize, and couldn't capitalize. And when the other team was given a second chance, they did capitalize, double the lead. And once both of the winning teams kind of had their multiple goal leads, it felt like they were in control. But as we just talked about with this boys' game, Gardendale is feeling still good about their season.
Yeah.
This was their first game since spring break,
right.
So they haven't played in a while, and to come back and have to play the number 2 team in the state, it was a tough challenge. So
and you got to kind of feel bad for them, with an own goal, right? Connor Thomas, the goalie, had such a phenomenal evening, and then just that one little mishap. And I mean, again, that's why you play the game, but you kind of feel for him because the score really is not indicative of how they played.
Yeah, and Thomas, I mean, he made the one most noteworthy save to keep it at 1-0 was in that second half. But Gardendale had several defenders who stepped up in moments that they needed, or else that lead could have gotten out of hand. They stayed close, and the defense played a very good game for the most part, and that's why, even me, I'm sitting here and it's like, well, if it would stayed 1-0 for those final 10 minutes, I bet we would have had a lot of excitement, a lot of, Gardendale trying to chase the game a little more. Once it got to 2, just kind of, you felt Pelham get a little bit more comfortable, and as the time, went down, you could just kind of feel the air let out of Gardendale's team. This was a big win for Pelham. It's a game Gardendale can certainly learn from, and Gardendale, they have their area games ahead of them. They feel confident, and they're 2-0 right now in area play. They feel confident against Clay Chalkville and Pinson Valley. They feel like they should be able to win the area and secure a 1 seed in the playoffs. And they wouldn't have to face a team like Pelham again until the championship. So they would love to face Pelham again, because that would mean that they're in the state championship game. So
let's go back just a little bit and talk about the performance from Tyndall Holselback. I mean, 2 goals for her. She's one of the leading scorers, if not the leading scorer, for the girls' team.
Yeah, she had a terrific game. 2 chances. Her first one came on kind of a cross that came out of nowhere, floated over the goalkeeper, ended up finding the back corner. And then obviously the second one was on a counterattack when the game was opened up a little bit more for Gardendale.
All right, so we are about to hear from head coach Miller Wood in just a second. This has been a lot of fun. We've got another game coming up, right? On Tuesday, don't forget, Battle of the Groves, Oak Grove and Pleasant Grove. That'll be the first pitch at 4:30, April the 7th. Join us right here on Jeff Coed TV. All right, so right now we have head coach Miller Wood joining us. Hey, Coach, you've got Chris Osborne. I think you know William Osborne, one of your former players. It's good to see you. And Caleb Turntime's here. I had to throw that plug in, but thanks for joining us.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah, Coach, obviously the early goal kind of changed how that game, as we get something, got to make sure he stays plugged in so he can hear us here.
Little tech issue. It's okay.
I keep kicking the cord.
The early goal felt like it kind of changed the flow of that game. How do you adjust, and what's the message to the team after you concede early in a game like that?
Yes, it was very frustrating. We didn't clear the ball like we should have, and it was just we were jazzed up, we were ready for it, but it killed the momentum there.
Yeah, and then in the second half, felt like y'all struggled a little bit to create clear-cut chances, and when you have your talented front line, we know how many goals they've scored this year and how they've connected so well. What did Pelham do to make it so difficult for them to connect in this one?
It was very tough because every time we turn around, there's just two guys on our guy. They had that 4-back line, double pivot. It was just every time we got the ball, taking too many touches, and they were just swarming around us. We were being too slow, and it was just hard for us to create chances.
And I want to shout out Jack Stacy here because I know he did have the own goal, which I know I saw him hang his head a little bit. But he also had some good play to keep it at 1-0 for as long as he did. Can you speak a little bit about his performance just as a freshman coming off the bench? And then also, what's your message to a kid after a moment like that clearly, so it doesn't sit with him?
No, Jack's a phenomenal player. We've been giving him some moments throughout games to get his confidence up. He's been playing a lot of JV. But he's a phenomenal player. We're telling him after the game, he did so many good things, and he's just connecting passes well. And we're just telling him, hey, it's just unlucky touch, and it just bounces off that. Sometimes it just happens.
And we talked about this game being number 2 against number 4, and we know rankings might not matter at this point. They're a good sign, but how do you feel like as a measuring stick, y'all learn from this and say where you want to be to make a run in 6A?
No, I thought we did very well. It was unfortunate. It was a poor clearance down there to make it 1-0. An own goal to make it 2-0. I thought we created some good chances. And I was telling them at halftime, it's just they're not doing anything too crazy, nothing too special, and that we're creating opportunities. It's just unlucky.
Yeah, I kind of thought so too, watching the own goal back, that bounce. I'm not sure anyone could have dealt with it any better. But tough loss tonight. Good luck the rest of the way. No area games coming up. That y'all feel confident about and can get back on track.
I appreciate it, guys.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. All right, so that's going to do it for Chris Osborne and Caleb Turntide here at Gardendale. Again, a great night of soccer. We hope you'll join us on Tuesday for softball. But right now, we are going to sign off. Thanks for watching Jeff Coed.